you out and see if you got it, okay?
Okay. Alright, you ready? Let's do this.
Okay, here's the first tune. Abigail.
Deck the halls.
Deck the Halls, very good. Who here is playing Deck the Halls as one of their Christmas songs? Yeah, we got a couple here. Good, okay. Very good. Next one. Ooh, Xavier.
We wish you a Merry Christmas.
Who here has We Wish You Merry Christmas as one of their songs? Good, couple of you. Good, very nice. Okay. Kira.
Oh, Christmas tree.
No?
I know this one.
Yep.
12 Days of Christmas.
Yes. Yeah, anybody know the words to that one?
No.
On the first day of Christmas. What's a partridge? It's a bird, yes, and they taste delicious. Okay, all right, next one. Oh, what is the name of this song? Haley, go ahead. Joy to the World, yes. How many people here have Joy to the World as one of their songs? Raise your hand. Joy to the World. Alexia, right? Yes, okay. All right. Next song. The First Noel, right?
Yeah.
Okay. The First Noel. Good. Okay, Giovanni.
Green Sleeves, also known as What Child Is This?
Yes, Green Sleeves is an original English tune that is now used for Christmas music and called What Child Is This? What child is this? Yeah, but it's outside my range, so I'm going to stop right there. I started a little high. Okay, next one. Good. Not Away in the Manger.
No, away from the manger.
See? Do you hear what?
Oh!
Remember that one? Yeah.
Yes, I do know that.
So I'm sorry I can't sing all these. I kind of blew my voice out. So, do you hear what I hear? Bum, 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 da, 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 da. Does that sound familiar?
No. Yes.
Okay. All right. Next one. JB, what is that? Oh, come. Yes. Oh, come, all ye faithful. Good. All right.
Wait, I'm not really sure the name of this, but I know.
And for those that just came in, we're doing a name that tune. You're gonna raise your hand if you know this Christmas tune. Okay, go ahead. Yep. Oh, yeah. Oh, come, Emmanuel. And that's in a minor key, right? Does it sound sad?
Yeah.
It kind of sounds sad, right? So we talked before about that major key is more cheery, and then it's in the minor key, it's maybe sad or reflective, right? And some songs will change from a major to, or a minor to a major key. You know, the message of the song, it will change with that, okay? All right, next one. Ashton.
Oh, come. Okay. They came up on a midnight clear. Oh. Wow. I told
Oh, little town of Bethlehem. Yeah, as soon as you hear the words, okay. All right.
Yes! All I wanted for Christmas is my two front teeth.
Your tooth front teeth, yeah. Have you guys heard that song before? Okay. I remember that when I was a little kid. We had it playing on an 8-track player. Do you guys know what those things are?
No.
Yeah, it was really a long time ago. and it looked like a giant cassette tape. Do you guys know what a cassette tape is?
No.
Okay, all right.
I mean, I had VHS.
Okay, VHS. There you go. Yeah. All right. Next one. I know this one so well. Go ahead.
A hippopotamus.
I want a hippopotamus for Christmas. Only hippopotamus will do. Okay, good. Next one.
Me! I have this one.
I know that Giovanni knows that one. Yeah.
I'm
Okay.
playing that one.
Let's see. Emmett. You know that one?
I'm playing the song.
You know that song? Were you raising your hand?
I know the song, but I just can't think
A lot of
of
times they use these.
Alright, Cooper, do you know what it is? Actually, put it
What do you think? Carol of the Bells. It sounds so pretty with these bells up here. Good. Next. Go tell it on the mountain, over the hills and everywhere. Okay. Good. All right. Next. What? You're not supposed to say it. We know what it is now. Captain, what is it? Frosty the Snowman.
Wait, just a second. I'm trying to find one I didn't do. Oh, yeah.
What's that? Not We Three Kings. Bum, 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 ba, da, da, da. Xavier?
Away in the manger.
Not Away in the Manger. Angels we have heard on high. Does that sound familiar now?
Yes.
Okay, good. Savannah.
Frosty. Sorry, I did that one on
Frosty
accident again.
the Snowman.
I meant to do
Yes.
that.
Good. By the way, what is that one?
That's what I meant to do.
Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. Okay. All right. Okay, go ahead.
Oh, I hear this one.
Oh, now I know this.
Ashlyn.
I don't know what the official name of the song is.
I know it.
I think it's You're a Mean One, Mr. Grinch.
You're a mean one, Mr. Grinch. Yeah. And he eventually says he's like a rotten banana peel, right? Remember that? Slimy, greasy banana peel. Okay. We Three Kings. Who here had We Three Kings is one of the Christmas songs they've been working on? Yes, several of us. Good. Okay. Bum, bum, bum. Bum, bum, bum. Okay. Okay, it's Daniel. What is that one? Okay. Good. The drummer boy. What's the official name of it? Is it the drummer boy? Yeah. Okay. Good. Very good. So how does it start? What? I forget the words to it. Yeah. There you go. Da, 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 da. Okay. Kai. Kaya. What is it? Okay. Not Jingle Bells. Come on. We wish you a Merry Christmas. Who here had that one as one of their songs? All right, great. Next one. Okay, sorry. We'll have, who is it? Holly Jolly Christmas. Good. Next one. Jingle bells. Good. Next one. Ba, ba, ba,
This is
ba,
what we've already
ba.
done.
Not that one.
I think I've done all of them.
Okay. You guys know this one? Go ahead, Ethan. Go. So it's Noel, yeah.
I
Okay.
actually do have one more I could do.
All right, one more. It's beginning to look a lot
like Christmas.
everywhere you go. Good. Wow, you know the words to it. Wow, great. Okay, yeah, we don't have that one. Okay, can you do a Tchaikovsky one? The Dance of the Sugar Plum Fairies. That's actually one of the songs we're going to be talking about today, too. Okay. All right. Can you get my treats bucket up there? It's in the cabinet. Okay. Just like last time, I am looking for people that are being really good in here, that aren't bothering other people, that are being nice and quiet, okay? All right, now we are going to be talking about some composers, some classical composers of Christmas music. Some of these songs you may not have heard of before, or maybe you've heard it and didn't know the name to it, okay? So the first one that we are talking about is a man named George Frederick Handel. What's that? Oh, yes. Okay. Move this back so everybody can see. Is this better? Can you all see it a little bit better? Okay, so this man was named George Frederick Handel. He wrote a masterpiece of music called The Messiah. Have you ever heard that before?
Yes!
And many people perform this each year. It's called The Messiah. I have performed it twice before, and so has Miss Melissa. We've sang this in a choir. It's a very long piece, and look how thick this is. That's a book, right? Okay? And it's full of music. Now, really interesting about this composer, I'm going to read a little bit about how this came to be. So, he wrote this entire thing in 24 days. That's a lot, right? Can you think about writing just a book in 24 days? But he wrote a musical masterpiece where all of this comes together. He wrote the choir pieces for it. And so this is definitely one of the big ones. And it's performed every year in many different symphonies. This man was born in Germany. We talked a little bit about Handel before, right? When we were talking about composers.
No.
Did we not cover him? I know we did Haydn. That's what we did. Okay. So he was told by someone, hey, I would love for you to set scripture to music. And then another one of his friends in Dublin, Ireland said, I would love if you compose a piece for a fundraiser to help some people out. So this both kind of happened at the same time, and he then got to work, and he put together this in 24 days. And it is beautiful music, and it's considered one of the classic pieces that people play. This was originally written not for Christmas, but what time of the year? Anybody know? It was for Easter. It was originally for Easter. but then it's been adopted by Christmas. And this tells the story of Jesus' life from his birth to his death. And it's all written in here. So it's music with scripture as the words, okay? The Bible words to it. So I'm going to play one of these first pieces to you with a choir. So you'll notice when you're watching this, notice we have the people singing in here, and then we also have instruments playing here too. I'm going to see how many instruments, different types of instruments that you can see in here. Yes, actually.
I actually performed that 2 days ago.
Oh, did you? Yes. Beautiful, beautiful piece of music. Okay. All right, so let's listen to this. This is one of the most famous ones. It's called the Hallelujah Chorus. Has anyone heard that before? Anybody want to sing it for me?
Hallelujah,
Very good. Okay, now we're going to listen to an orchestra and a choir sing this for us now. You notice there's two, we have the women singing and the men singing, right? Do you notice that sometimes some people are singing different words than the other ones, right? So we have those melodies at different points, right? And they're overlapping, okay?
Abel, I think someone's about to come to
What did they do with their voices? They kept going up and up and up, right? So it kept coming up steps, steps, steps as they kept going up, right? And that's where they are building up, called what? What do we call that in music? Where it comes up to this big peak and it's like it explodes. What do we call that? What's that? Well, they were going up incrementally. What's that called? Yes.
A crescendo.
A crescendo, and then it does what, Giovanni?
Drops.
It drops, right? But we hit a climax. They call it a musical climax, where everything comes all the way up, right? And everybody's working towards that. The instruments are working towards that, and all of the people singing are working towards that. Okay, what instruments did you see in this one, other than human voices?
I saw the violin.
Violins, good. Emmett?
The cello.
Cello, yes, you saw cellos.
Human voices.
Human voices, yes.
Timpani.
The timpani.
Is that a type of drum? Then,
Yep.
yeah, what he said.
Okay, so we saw different drums. Yes, go ahead. Violins, yes. What else?
The viola.
Viola.
A trumpet.
Yep, we saw some trumpets in there. So were they using like all of those different classes of instruments that we talked about? Yes, okay.
Was there also
Very
a
good.
French horn in there somewhere?
Yes, there's
And
definitely a
guitar?
French horn in the brass section, yes. Yes.
Okay, Tom?
Good. I didn't see any guitars in there.
I
No.
thought I did.
Yeah, guitar isn't normally a classical instrument in an orchestra. Kira?
Different types of strings.
Yeah, many different types of string instruments. Cooper?
I don't know, but I thought it had maybe a little bit of an organ.
Okay. Might have had an organ. I don't know. That could have been in there. That would make sense to have that. Yes. The flutes, yes. Haley? Drums, yeah, all kinds of different drums, yes. Okay. When they're going bump, 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 right? You definitely heard that. That stood out, right? Okay. Beautiful piece. When I hear this, I get goosebumps when I listen to it. This is such a, this is such a beautiful piece of music. Yeah. Almost brings tears to your eyes listening to it. Okay. Next. Let's see if I can get on my next screen here. Whoops. Okay. So the next one is For unto us a child is born. In this one, you will notice that the voices are doing something back and forth. We're going to talk about it afterwards, okay? All right, so let's listen to this next one. All right, what family of instruments is playing first? It's the main part of it. What is it? The string instruments. Who do we see playing here? What kind of instruments? Violins, viola. Do we see cellos yet? Don't see any cellos yet. And then we also have what? We have some reed instruments, and then we have the brass. They're sitting there waiting for their part, right? We have some French horns over there. We have these. What are these things called?
Bassoons.
Bassoons, right? Okay, what are they doing with their voices? We have the men's part and the women's part. What are they doing? Kira.
Up and down.
Okay, they're going up and down, Zori.
Their voices is just they're going higher and then lower, higher.
Okay, all right. What else?
The men are echoing.
They're echoing it, yes, right? Have you ever been in a canyon or like a big empty room and you yelled and you heard it echo, right?
Yeah.
That's what they're doing, right? The women would say something and then the men would say something. And then eventually, they're doing it at the same time, right? And they're both singing at the same time, right? Okay. Now, when they're singing, and the government shall be, what is that? What do we call that in music when we're doing that?
Stepping up.
What kind of notes are they
They're
doing?
copying.
And the government shall be upon. What are they doing? What kind of a note? If I was going to look at some music, it's got a dot. Yes, staccato, right? So it's like this, bum 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 bum, right? So when we're playing it on the piano, we play it kind of like we're going to play the note quick before we burn our finger, right? So that's how we play those staccato notes. All right, if you guys can move in a little bit, we have another student come in. Yeah, there we go. Great. Okay. All right, so yeah, they're singing staccato when they're going back and forth, right? All right, let's go on to another song. This is part of the Messiah. And then it starts out with a vocal part. Again, what family of instruments is starting? Strings. Now, you notice this thing right here? You see that? Kind of looks like a piano. What is that?
Clarinet.
It's a harpsichord, yes. Yeah, that's called a harpsichord.
Clarinet.
No, it's not a clarinet.
You put that in your mouth.
So you notice those instruments, he's singing that part. What are the instruments doing? Are they following him, right? They're following him. They're accompanying him, right? So he's singing and those instruments are filling in to fill that sound in as he's singing, right? Do you think he has to have a pretty strong voice to sing like that? Yeah. Yep. Oh, he's singing with a little bit of an accent. Yes. Okay.
Is he singing in English though?
He is, yes. All right. So next, we have another one that you may not have heard of. This is Arcangelo Corelli. So Corelli was an Italian composer, and he was one of the finest violinists and composers in the 17th and early 18th century. So he did a manuscript, which is the writing for a concerto, and the name of it was Fatto per la Notte di Natale. Anybody know what that means? And it does not mean that Natalie got fat because she ate too many Christmas cookies. It doesn't mean that.
Isn't that what happens to Santa? Oh
Yeah, it's the name of the song is Made for the Night of Christmas. So he wrote a song, a concerto for Christmas, and it ends in a pastoral finale that's talking about the shepherds that come to see the newborn Jesus. So this is called the Christmas Concerto. Now let's look at this first instrument on here. This is a unique instrument. Now, is that a cello? No. What is that?
Violin.
It's the double bass.
Yes, double bass, sometimes called a bass violin, but it's a big, giant instrument. And you notice when he's playing it, it actually looks like he has a handsaw, right? He needs to put a lot more power on those strings to get them to vibrate. Who here plays violin? Raise your hand. Okay. All right. So when you play the violin, you don't even have to barely touch the bow, right, for it to make sound on the string, right? You don't have to push down on it. Now he has to put some muscle into it in order to get those strings to vibrate. Now, what is that? Does that kind of look like a guitar? It's in a guitar pedal, but it has a whole bunch of strings on it. So the first part of this, is this slow or fast?
Slow.
See that? That looks like a handsaw, like this, right? Okay, so something's about to change, right? It got real quiet. Now it's starting to speed up, right? Notice, what was that word that just came up on there? Allegro. What's allegro mean? Fast. Good. All right. All right. And
Cool. No.
so, what was the main instruments in that one? Strings. So we just talked about Corelli. He was what? He liked what kind of instrument? Strings, violins, and that type of stuff, right? So it makes sense he would write music for it. Ashton?
Speaking of strings, what was that guitar-looking instrument that looks like it's a combination of the guitar and something else?
I don't remember, but it's in the guitar family, but I don't remember what it's called. There is something called a viol de gamba that was a French instrument around that time, but it looks similar to that, but that one would be bowed. So I'm not really sure what the name of that instrument is. Yes, sorry.
Why did that look like an inside of a kind of like inside of a can with the 3 C's and then it's kind of like a orange?
Oh, on the guitar? It's just kind of like ornamental. Yep, just the way that they made it. Okay. All right, next we have Bach. We've talked about Bach already, right?
No.
Yep. Johann Sebastian Bach. I dressed up as Bach.
Oh,
Remember that?
No.
Okay. So we talked about Bach a little bit. So Bach wrote some Christmas music as well. Bach composed a festive work that means it's for the holidays or for festivals for the Christmas of 1734. All right, and each of the 6 parts of this big long piece of music would have been performed separately on the feast days coming up to Christmas. So this would be a much larger work, and it's broken down into smaller portions of it. So we're going to look at that next. This is called the Christmas Oratorio. Oratorio. I'm going to speed up to the point where you By the way, this entire thing is in German.
Ooh, wow.
Look like they're having fun?
No.
They're singing really hard, aren't they? Okay, there's an instrument we didn't want to see. What kind of an instrument is that? That's a reed instrument, right? So we blow on a reed and it vibrates to create the sound. Okay, so there's one of the vocal parts. saw that boy singing, right?
Yeah.
I saw a video of a boy that had to sing a really high part in one of these songs, and he had a balloon full of helium behind him, and then when it came out to that part, he sucked some helium in so that he could hit that really high sound, because it makes your voice go up, right?
Yeah.
And he did it, and he hit that point of that song. Okay, yes, Ashley.
So, you said this entire thing was like broken down into parts, whatever?
6 parts. Yep.
How long would this be if all 6 parts were to be played non-stop without breaks?
Several hours. So this video was just the first 3 parts of it, and this one went on for about an hour and a half. So probably around 3 to 4 hours. Yeah.
Where do you get helium?
Helium, it's a gas that we use to make balloons float because it's lighter than air, and it makes our vocal cords do funny stuff. Yeah.
Where can you get that stuff?
Oh, you're trying to find out where to get it? From a helium balloon.
How do you transfer it from the balloon though?
Poke a hole in the balloon and then inhale it.
Trying not to get
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
It makes you sound like a chipmunk.
Yes, it makes you sound like chipmunk. Yes. Okay, hold on. We're gonna go on to the next one. Mozart. Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart. You remember this guy too, right? I dressed up as Mozart and came in and talked about him. Okay, so before the sleigh ride, the one that you hear now, that goes bum 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 bum. Right? We know that as one of the sleigh rides. Mozart wrote one even earlier called Sleigh Ride, and we're going to listen to that in just a second. This was one of his last of the 3 German dances that he wrote, and it was most likely composed for Vienna's imperial court. So he wrote music for royalty that would be played as people would be entertained and do that type of thing. Remember, they didn't have TV back then. They didn't have radios, right? So he produced that music for people, and he got paid well to do that. So he added in this song, sleigh bells, okay? So you remember how we hit the sleigh bells? In fact, you got a bell up on your hat right now, right? Yes. Okay, so we have those bells. So he added that into the song to give it that Christmas sound, okay? So this is the sleigh ride. What's going on in that song? It's nice and loud, and then it draws back, and it gets loud again. What do we call that? That's the dynamics, right? What's it called? What are some dynamics? Give me a couple of them, Xavier. The loud, what do we call that? What's the Italian word for that? Forte. What is the soft, what is that? Piano, right? And then we have some in the middle. What would mezzo forte mean? Let's see. Abel, where are you at? Abel. Okay. What's mezzo forte? Medium loud, right? So when we see that M in there, it's that sounds for medium, right? Okay, so we see it swelled, we get nice and loud, and then it draws back, and it gets loud again, and then it goes back. something like that with these, right? So I could go, right? So I want somebody to do that for me. Let me see here. Kira, come on up. All right. Now, Kira, I want you to ring those bells at the same point where you hear it in the music, okay? So keep on beat with it, okay? You ready? Good. All right, Frederick, come on up. Because if his sister does it, he's got to do it too, right? Okay. All right, Frederick, I want you to go ahead with the beat. Ready? Good. All right. Now I'm going to have. We did the percussion last month, right? So what I'm going to have you guys do is you're going to go like this. Okay? All right? We're going to do it at the same time with the rhythm of the music, okay? All right, get ready. Get ready. Hear the horses coming? You've been paying attention. Awesome job. All right. We're going to go right on to the next one. This is Tchaikovsky. His name was Pyotr. I guess that's the way of saying Peter, right? Tchaikovsky. Tchaikovsky was really famous for a piece of music called the Nutcracker Suite. Okay? It's one of the most famous classical pieces of Christmas music ever. And every December you'll hear it somewhere. You'll hear things like Waltz of the Flowers and the March and the Dance of the Sugar Plum Fairy, right? We heard a little bit of that earlier. I think Abigail got that one right? And this is a piece of music that is telling a story. It's based off of a short story, and he wrote the music for that to go along with it. Many times it is produced and used for a ballet. Has anyone ever been to a ballet before?
Never.
Okay. All right. So they're dancing and they're spinning around, and the Nutcracker. Anybody know what a Nutcracker is? If you had like a big walnut and you wanted to get into it, you're not going to be able to get into it just by going like this, right? Or trying to open it up. Okay? You'd have a Nutcracker, and they had these real fancy ones that looked like a soldier, and then you could crack the nut with it. Okay? It had jaws on it. Okay? So, we are now going to listen to the March of the Sugar Plum Fairy. A lot of times you'll hear this on movies now, Christmas movies. They'll do March of the Sugar Plum Fairy as one of the songs in the movie. What is that crash sound?
Tambourine.
Cymbals, right? It looks like big metal plates and they smash them together, right? What kind of an instrument is that? What family of instrument?
Brass.
No, not brass, even though they might be made out of brass. Percussion, right? Kind of like drums, right? Okay. Has anyone heard that song before? That sound familiar? Yeah, it's one of the most famous pieces of music. We're going to go right on to his next one. Let me see if I can get to it. Starts out nice and quiet. What kind of a instrument is that? What do you think? What do you think? It could be these. It could also be an xylophone, right? Where they're hitting the metal plates.
Yeah.
Oboe or a bassoon playing there. Very pretty song, isn't it? Yes. Okay. All right. So those were our different composers of classical music. I had to pick just some of them because there's a lot of them. Yes, sorry.
The first part, it kind of sounds like
Yeah, it does. Right. And then sometimes it goes bong like that, and it like makes you pay attention, right? Okay. All right. Next thing that we are going to do is Savannah's going to get M&Ms for doing a great job and paying attention, and we're going to come up and use these handbells and hand what?
Chimes.
Chimes. Okay? All right. Yes.
Is Ode of Joy a Christmas song?
Yes, it's used many times for Christmas. Okay. What we're going to do next is I'm going to have a group of people come up, and we are going to play Joy to the World, okay? And Ms. Valerie is going to be leading you in this one. I'm going to bring this back just a little bit so that she has some room. You're going to be watching her, okay? All right. Y'all are going to get a chance, so come on up. Ty, come on up. Good job.
Well, all the moves that I told you was the game of
Good job.